The comfort zone, because the tarot said so. This week's glitches there's a summary or a general theme of this week's glitches, which they're all in the description. And it seemed as though it would be a good idea to talk about the comfort zone, not to mention also the status quo, maintaining the status quo, managing the status quo. And in fact, glitch number 277 for October 3rd, which is today, is do you let the status quo take over? So I thought we would do a reading on the comfort zone and status quo and how that impacts you, your business, potential people around you, because there are people around us, especially in our business. We can't do it alone. And so this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing we do or say here is of any empirical studies or guaranteed. The big disclaimer is entertainment purposes only. Glean what insights you can, take what inspiration you can. And if you like this video, please like this video. Please subscribe, perhaps comment. What types of topics would you like to have readings done for your small business? And all right, let's get started. We're going to do a money moves oracle to start for inspiration. Then we close with the success card at the end. I don't put the cards back that have already been picked in other readings, so there are always new and different cards that pop up. I have all my quartz crystals plus my selenite, of course, because that just goes without saying. And let's see what the money moves. Oh, I'm going to be using the Rust Belt Arcana because it is fall here in New England and things are very rustic. So I thought that would be fun. Let's see what we can get excited about with this money moves. Let's not keep you in suspense. Helping hand. Ooh, we would need that, wouldn't we, if we feel a little stuck in the status quo. Helping hand. Need others to assist with services, increased productivity. No one can handle it all. I don't know if that could have been a better card for this reading. Thrilled about it. Gonna keep this out. Put this aside. And let's get started with the comfort zone. Status quo. How does this impact your business? How do you let it impact your business? What are you missing out on? What can you show us? What can you tell us? The spread is the Tarot Said So spread. It's 8 cards, 8 positions in the shape of an 8 for abundance and growth, because don't we love that in business? All right. Ooh, I love when they pop right before 8 of Wands. Action. News, action. This is making things happen. So if you feel stuck, this is a good sign. So let's take that as a good sign. Okay. Did I already do the bell, or was that just on the oracle? All right, the first card is the pulse, the current state of your business. How are you feeling about your business and status quo, comfort zone? Okay, this pulse is the 9 of Swords. Ugh. So that's anxiety, sleep, awake at night, 9 of Swords. I could see that with feeling anxious about change, because first of all, the comfort zone feels safe. The comfort zone is about what's familiar. The comfort zone is exercising what we already know. But the flip side of that is, are we learning anything new? And that is where I think there can be stress about that thought of like, I already know how to do all this stuff. Why do I have to learn something new? Or, just people fear change, and change is constant. So to fear change we could be in a constant state of fear. So I don't love this out of the deck for the current state. I think, though, this could be where this is a message of if you don't anticipate change, then you increase the levels of disappointment. Okay, so let's now look at the block. So what's holding you back? If we're having this anxiety, we have some fear, have a lot of feelings. What's holding us back? And now we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the businesswoman in the deck. The strength of the potential success that you could be missing out on if you don't exercise all that you have, that you're capable of. The font and the not only the font, but the size of the font. I'm going to put this up on the screen so that you can read it, so that I'm not, you're not seeing me struggle. But I love that the Queen of Pentacles is coming out on the block, because this is a reminder of the potential of what you can accomplish in your business if you were to adapt to change or even provoke change, because then you never know what other successes will reveal themselves. All right, next is the resource. This is your overlooked strength. A lot of times in these readings for business, there is also, we talk about resourcefulness and having resources with, collaborations and partnerships and so on. But this is also, what's your overlooked strength? The Four of Swords. So this is about rest. Now, one thing I love about this is it does take a little bit of, taking a respite could be essential for the potential productivity and profitability you'll experience if you were to kind of meditate on what about change is scary. I keep bringing up change, even though I know we're talking about the comfort zone, but the comfort zone is avoiding change, ignoring change. And so that's why I think this card is really awesome for giving us permission to slow down, to, kind of strategize. How am I going to do this? How am I going to get unstuck if that's happening? And then the next is the customer. How does the world see you in your business? The Five of Wands. So it's typically a conflict card. Wands are about planning and passion and forecasting. And this card says confusion. I look at the Five of Wands as potential competition, depending on the scenario and depending on the context of it. In this case, there is competition with the status quo and future change, in my opinion. The Five of Wands also is, in the traditional deck, none of the wands are hitting another person. They're just, nobody is really kind of touching each other or anything like that. So the reason I bring that up is because that could be where you're in conflict with yourself about how you approach certain challenges in the business. And this is a challenge card. So yeah. And this is how the world sees you. So I don't know, there could be associates, partners, strategic alliances that maybe you elicit some feedback from them to really kind of solidify how do they see you in your business, especially if you have to work with them or you've hired them or whatever, I think it would be very useful to understand that perspective. And last week we did about self-awareness. That certainly would lend itself. And I think also getting out of the comfort zone, that's just a very, that's a good first step to do something uncomfortable, right? Is to ask someone for their feedback, their honest feedback about how they see you and if they've noticed anything that could have, be improved upon. Okay. Next is strategy, where to focus for growth. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So this doesn't have to be scary. Death is about transformation. And can you imagine the transformation that could happen if you were to embrace change and look into where you're kind of cozy in your comfort zone? I think that would be such an enlightenment of where to approach something new in your business that could then present opportunity. I love that. All right, so then the next is the risk, which is what needs to be shaken up, what needs to be released. So let's see. Ooh, 2 major arcanas in a row, the Hangman. This is another take a beat. So we've got the 4 of Swords and the Hanged Man. This is absolutely saying how to go about busting up the comfort zone or getting unstuck from the status quo. There is some contemplation. There is a rest that needs to be taken, a pause to plan it. You got 5 of Wands here, so planning how to go about doing that. Wow. I love it. So, the next is the next chapter, which is where are things headed? And this is more of a short-term evaluation. Ooh, wow, the majors are coming out, the Hierophant. And this is about institutions, which could present the opportunity of that learning that takes time. It does consume our time and our thoughts of investing something new in the business. And the Hierophant, though, is representative of how successful you can be taking the rest, taking a pause to plan out how you would do that, in what way, in what facet of your business. Wow. Okay, so the last one is the long-term legacy, and this is pretty self-explanatory. Where does your path lead if the comfort zone and the status quo is something that you would focus on to kind of jiggle, to kind of disturb the disturbance, if you will. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. This says wishes fulfilled. And I love that they are blooming, looks like tulips maybe or something. Oh no, they have even they have the type of flower here, which I, again, cannot pronounce because it sounds like it's the very official flower. Wishes fulfilled. This is another, imagine if you would take the thing that you have thought of, that you've put off in your mind, that you've procrastinated on. Maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's writing an ebook, maybe it's handling some of the things in the business, like the glitches say in the description, that you have put off, like the procedure manual or the operations manual, which are essential, especially if you have employees in your business. And also, Glitch 275, October 1st, which was just a couple days ago, is how do you stay motivated in your business? If you are not feeling super motivated in your business, unstucking yourself, getting unstuck in your business, this says that you will achieve goals that you might thought were elusive. I can't say how much I love this. And also, we got three majors all right next to each other. So, and two swords. We got them all. We got the pentacles, the cups, the swords, the wands. It's all here. The other thing too is asking for help. Asking for help to know that you're not alone in doing this, because there are a lot of times in business where we feel alone. Even though there are people around you, that doesn't negate the fact that there are times where loneliness is real when you're trying to run a business, and because there are so many moving parts of it. I love this for us. I hope you do too. Leave a comment if this speaks to you at all. And now let's get into our success card. These are also shuffled, and have always been shuffled because we don't use the same cards. So let's see what success card wants to reveal itself to us for motivation as we close out 2025 in the fourth quarter. Trend analysis. Ooh. So that's interesting to me without even yet reading it. A trend is something you can follow, something that represents a routine of sorts. Analyzing it is its own work, but the findings of the analysis are going to aid in determining what parts of the business might be lackluster, which is where you could then maybe sort of connect the dots on what about your comfort zone would lend to kind of, again, ruffling the feathers of this particular thing that might be static or stagnant. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. Make predictions by analyzing past and current trends. Research the market and your competitors. Be flexible. Find patterns. Which, by the way, I think it's fantastic that, patterns, there are also pattern interrupts, right? And that is what you would do by getting, to unstuck this status quo-ness. Become an expert in the one thing that will never change, human nature, and use that to predict wants and needs. And then I'll put this card up so you can see the prompts below to further explore. We talk a lot about metrics here, so that's gonna, that resonates with me. I hope it does with you too. I think that's it for this week. Please like and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, and if there are any aspects of your business that you would love to have a reading on or just kind of explore with tarot cards. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time, because the tarot said so.